You know that feeling, right? That huge wave of relief when you fix a last-second typo just before a big meeting? Well, have you ever wished you could do that for a bad memory? Today, we're going to dig into that fascinating and sometimes kind of heartbreaking line between the problems we can solve with just a click and the ones that are, well, they're just part of our story, forever.
Okay, picture this. We have all been here. You see a massive mistake in a deck, you've got 15 minutes till you're on, and your laptop battery is flashing red at 2%. It is a modern-day nightmare, for sure, but how you deal with this tells us everything about the world we live in now versus, say, the world of 1997.
So, let's do a little time travel. We're going to jump back and forth between two different eras, not even 30 years apart, just to see how we've gone from a world full of friction to one that's incredibly fluid. Just look at the difference here. Back in 1997, a 2% battery is a total catastrophe. Everything stops. You're desperately looking for a power outlet. You're emailing attachments named final_v2_reallyfinal.pptx. Come on, we've all done it. But flash forward to today, to 2026, the problem's basically gone. A colleague on the other side of the planet can fix it live while you're talking. The crisis just evaporates.
And this is where the real magic happens. The update is retroactive. That means anyone who clicks the link from that moment on sees the perfect version. They have no idea there was ever a problem. The mistake has been literally erased from history.
So what's really going on here? Because it's not just about better Wi-Fi or fancier software. We are talking about a fundamental philosophical shift in how we think about our work. It comes down to this. The link is the document.
And this is the core idea they call the canonical link. Think of it like a promise that this document will always be there, always be the right one. It completely decouples your work from your laptop, from your battery, from that one file saved on your desktop. It lives at an address, not on a device.
But here's the thing, right? Here's the catch. We've got these incredible 2026 tools, but a lot of us are still stuck with a 1997 mindset. We're still downloading files, making tweaks on our own, and then re-uploading them as new attachments. We're creating the exact version chaos these tools were invented to stop. The question is, have our habits actually kept up with our tech?
Because the real game changer, the real unlock, isn't better hardware. It's not a bigger battery. It's changing how you think. It's adopting that mental model that the link is the document. Once you get that 2% battery problem, it's not a crisis anymore. It's just a solvable glitch.
And right here, this is where our whole story takes a sharp turn. We've just seen how beautifully we can fix our digital world, but what happens when the mistake isn't a typo? What if the glitch is a total breakdown of trust between people? You can't just send a link to fix that, can you?
So now, we're leaving that clean, orderly world of code and collaboration tools, and we're stepping into something much, much messier. We're talking about the human system. It's complicated, it's emotional, and it definitely does not follow logical rules.
And think about this kind of glitch. Insincere empathy. It's that moment when someone says, "Oh, I had no idea," or "I hate this as much as you do," but the words just feel empty, hollow, almost like they're choosing not to know. There's no undo button for that feeling. There's no patch you can download to fix it. And this quote, wow, it just gets right to the heart of it. Unlike a Google Doc that has one single source of truth, our social lives, our civilization, often depend on all of us just agreeing to, well, to politely believe in the same lie, just to hold everything together.
So let's look at a real example of an unsolvable problem, a personal history. A story that, unlike our presentation, has no edit history. A past that is, tragically, completely unfixable.
This timeline, it's just devastating in how simple it is. A family starts. They move for a better life. And then, in 2011, something breaks. The children don't return home. And then you see that final, heartbreaking entry in 2016. These dates are set in stone. There is no going back. There is no undo.
And the result of all this is a permanent state of limbo. The author calls it purgatory's waiting room. It's not a crisis you solve. It's just a state of being stuck. And that right there is the very definition of an unsolvable problem.
So what do we do with this? How do we hold these two worlds in our head at the same time? The world where everything is perfectible and can be fixed, and the world where some things are broken for good.
And here's the kicker, the most unbelievable part. Both of these stories, the one about the triumph of digital collaboration and the one about this profound personal pain, they come from the very same author.
The person who so beautifully explains how we can fix our work is the same person living with a past that can never be fixed. And this really sums it all up. In the digital world, we get retroactive improvement, living documents, solvable glitches. But in the human world, we get an unchangeable past, a status of it's complicated, and that feeling of being in purgatory's waiting room. It's an incredible contrast.
So we're left with this final question. Our technology, our tools, they let us perfect a deliverable to make it seem like a mistake never even happened. But can they fix a relationship? In the systems that truly matter, our families, our friendships, our trust in each other, what are the real limits of our power to fix what's truly broken?